Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Can You Reach That?
Can you reach that?
Man, aside from this heat, let's not even talk about it no more because we talk about the heat every episode because I don't know what it's been.
It's been a hot summer, that's for damn sure.
It's been hot, but beyond that, what's been going on, man? How's the weekend? What'd you get into?
It was cool. Speaking of the heat.
So
I guess it wasn't cool.
So we can't escape it.
I guess it wasn't cool.
Figuratively and literally.
Nah, I ended up going to a wedding. I was actually supposed to go to two weddings this weekend, but couldn't make it to the other one. But yeah, I went down to a wedding in San Juan Capistrano. Of course they did
it was hot.
Of course they did it outside. But the place that we did it at was gorgeous. It was actually a private residence, but
right,
just baller, super baller, like some Fresh Prince of Bel-Air type joint, you know.
But just
pool
hot.
House in the backyard, crazy pool, all of that stuff.
But just hot as hell.
Super hot. But we had a good time. It was a beautiful ceremony. You know, congratulations to the happy couple. But yeah, it was definitely hot out. They had plenty of water on deck though, keep everybody hydrated and refreshed.
I feel like that should have been a Gatorade wedding.
Man, I mean, it was
we
a lot
need some electrolytes. Where the
we
Brondo at?
We needed the Brondo.
We need some Brondo.
Yeah.
Can you reach that? You see that? Let's talk about it. Read that. Believe that. Let the people know that we see that and what they want to know. Can you reach that? Can you reach that? And now your host, Tango and Coop.
Can you reach that? Can you reach that? Can you reach?
It's got electrolytes. It's what we crave.
Yeah, but it was good though. We had a good time. Everybody had fun. Danced all night. I did not feel good the next day.
Let me see. Coop dancing. All right.
Yeah. It's quite a sight to see. It's pretty dope, actually.
If there's no footage, it didn't happen.
I mean, I do my best to keep it low key, you know. I do my best to keep it low key. There might be a little bit of footage out there. People see me dance. Especially
all right, if you're listening and you have footage of Coop dancing, I need you to go ahead and send that in.
I mean, I'm more of I guess I like choreograph. I like line dances. Like if a song comes on, if you throw on the wobble, there's an 85% chance I'm gonna hit the dance floor to do a wobble. But like if it's got a dance to it, the wobble, electric slide, Cupid shuffle, cha-cha slide, you know, all of those things that have dance steps that I can just follow.
I'm making sure at one of our events we're gonna start playing like all
of them. We're gonna have them back to back.
We got a Tootsie Roll. We got all of them.
Can't do them back to back. I'll wear out too quickly. But yeah, it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah, it was. It's always we're not normal individuals,
right?
So dancing on a dance floor always has its own. Regardless of talent, skill, and otherwise, let's put all that aside. You could be the greatest, but it stands out.
Definitely get a lot of eyes.
It's always, your center of attention when you're not even trying.
Definitely get a lot of eyes.
So
I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be out here, fuck it. Like, might as well. I'm gonna just ham it up.
Right. They're like, hey, who are you dancing with? You just out here now? Oh, there she is.
Like, I lost you. Where'd you go?
Right. So yeah,
turned around too quick.
That's funny. Yeah, I can imagine. I'm sure as the evening progressed, it probably got a little cooler in the evening time.
It did. Yeah, it got down to about 98. So it was.
Oh, so it cooled off. Yeah, real nice.
It was nice. It was nice and cool out after.
We had a brisk, hot breeze burning my face.
Yeah, once the breeze came through, it was nice. But I mean, eventually, just doing all that sweating and stuff like that in itself helped. You know, with as the wind hits your sweat, it's like, yeah, this isn't too bad.
Hey, the positive is, you shed a few pounds.
Right? Hopefully. Nah, I put them right back on after we went to Jack in the Box. I got me the munchie meal. So whatever I lost on the dance floor,
you went classy with it. You got the Jack in the Crack
on. Yeah, bro. Jack in the Crack all the time. That used to be the number one spot after the club. You go out clubbing.
I remember
or Denny's.
Lately, I was gonna say late night hitting doing them shows and stuff. I remember 2, 3, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning for that matter. But it was always either Denny's or Norm's. Sometimes
Norm.
But Norm's was depending on the area that we were in, area of the country, obviously. But
yeah.
But Norm's was a big one. It was always open, and you could always get a decent. Generally after the shows, for some reason we always just fell into eating breakfast anyway. So it was always like
breakfast. For dinner.
We done with the show. We done drinking. We done doing. All right, bet. Let's get some pancakes.
Right.
Eggs and pancakes.
And some syrup.
Some syrup.
Yep.
So, yeah, those were the licks. But yeah, occasionally, Jack in the Box was one of those ones that was open. So occasionally,
that's my spot.
I don't know how you feel about it. I know some people are. I've learned over the years that some people are just 100% on board, and some people are just absolutely not. And with that said, I'm an absolutely not person. But Jack in the Box tacos,
Love them.
I find them to be disgusting.
I am on board.
So we are literally opposite ends on that because there's no middle ground. It's just
Either you like them or you don't.
They're just.
Yeah.
I find them to be repulsive. They're just disgusting.
I love them. I go in.
So
Put a little taco sauce right across the Those are my shit. Ever since even before high school. So let's go to middle school.
yeah,
Yeah, Jack in the Box tacos have always been my thing.
I'm a hard pass on those Jack in the Crack tacos, man. Like I find them just foul. Like don't do that.
I mean, you can't. Well, they're not $1 anymore. But I was gonna say you can't go wrong for.
Well, I remember going to Laker games. If I forgot the threshold anymore, but I think it was like if they scored over 100 or something like that. You
get
when you
free.
walk it out, they gave you the free. You got 2 tacos and a coupon.
Yeah.
I used to give mine away, dude. Like I was like, I'm not gonna use this.
Well,
like-
shit. Next time you get some,
I don't even know if they do that anymore.
well, slide them my way. Even if they come back, if they bring them back,
It shouldn't even be called tacos.
I want all them tacos.
As a taco lover, I feel like that's not. They should call them something else.
Well, I've heard technically they don't classify. They don't actually fit the category because there's not enough meat for it to actually be meat.
Right.
But there's enough meat that it's not actually vegan. So it's
Well, I think
weird,
any meat makes it not vegan, right?
I guess that makes sense.
And on top of that, I believe there's cheese, so that kind of
Yeah,
the whole vegan thing's. We're just gonna toss that aside.
yeah, because vegan is no
Animal
byproduct
products,
either. Huh?
anything, yeah.
It's vegetarian that you can still do
Yeah, they do cheese
cheeses
and
and
eggs
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
And pescatarian is with fish.
fish only.
So, but yeah, no.
What's the
I'm an anti Jack in the Box tacoitarian.
I like that.
So
Nah, I'll usually what I appreciate about the Munchie Meal is that it includes a sandwich, your fries, and tacos, and your drink. Whereas normally I would get a combo and add tacos anyway.
I feel like I would order that just for the price point and then toss the tacos.
Well, it's not even the Munchie Meal used to be, I would say, cheaper because it's like $12 now.
Oh damn!
So it's
I ain't been to
as-
Jack in the Box. You can see I've been to Jack in the Box in a minute.
I
remember I was big on getting the late nights again. I'd get the Supreme croissant. I was big on that. It had the bacon, ham, and egg and all that.
Yeah.
I used to get that, but yeah.
breakfast for dinner.
Hey, breakfast anytime, man.
For real.
You can
Breakfast is at any time of the day meal.
I'm a fan. And besides which, any breakfast has to have bacon, and bacon goes with anything at any time anyway. So
Facts.
Cadillac of meats.
Right?
So
Gotta love that bacon.
even vegetarians love it. They just don't want. They're
to
in
admit it.
denial.
Nah, they just think it's bacon flavored.
They're in denial. Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat.
Well,
bacon.
that's the thing too. Is they got vegan products and stuff like that that are, bacon flavored. Vegan.
yeah.
It's like if you want bacon that bad, just eat bacon. Just saying,
Yeah.
it's delicious. You'll love it.
It's like who are you
thank
trying
me
to
later.
who are you trying to trick?
right. Nah, I'm not gonna.
For those people that want the flavor but don't want all the calories and stuff.
I'm not gonna clown the vegans. It's all good.
Shout out to our vegans out there. We love
I
you.
got vegan. I did the vegan thing for about a year. I told you that. I did a little over a year. I did the vegan thing. Just went all in. It was all right.
Yeah.
It was all right. And then
That's what's up.
everyone thought I was gonna get sick if I started eating meat again. I didn't.
I would say there was a short period. I won't say it was vegan or vegetarian or anything like that. Just something I was trying out. A period of like 2 weeks where I was on this. It was called a grape cleanse, basically, where you just eat grapes.
I feel like that's not healthy.
I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't healthy. Eating Jack in the Box every day isn't healthy either.
Oh,
But
touche.
eating because the grapes have natural
Antioxidants and stuff.
antioxidants, rejuvenating chemicals or whatever, the resveratrol or something like that.
But there's still stuff that your body still needs aside from to just be eating grapes 24 hours a day. That's all you eat.
Well, I wasn't eating them 24 hours a day, but like that's
I'm
all
just
I
saying
ate.
that's
was
all
grapes,
you ate.
yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So like, where's your iron? Where's your calcium? Where's your protein? Where's your
Grapes and water. It's a cleanse. That's like it was a cleanse. So the whole purpose. Let me finish.
I can't do it.
Well, you don't have to do it. Nobody's asking you to do it. I'm just telling you what I did. But yeah, it was like a period of 2 weeks where it was I was eating grapes like 5 times a day, drinking grape juice and just water to like flush my system out.
Welch's grapes, but no cheese.
No cheese and no eggs. Just the Welch's grape.
Cheesesteaks. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was like a period of 2 weeks where I was just doing that. But I mean, the whole purpose of it is just to clean your system out, help get the toxins out, you know, limiting. And it doesn't, I mean, I was going to say it doesn't have to be grapes, but limiting yourself to, you know, one source of intake helps detox.
Yeah, no, I mean, a good cleanse.
All the other stuff out. Yeah.
A good cleanse every once in a while is needed, for sure. No, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
But did it for 2 weeks. But I mean, it's a thing.
Just like saying, could have wrapped the grapes in bacon or something.
That would have defeated the whole purpose. But after I went off of that, I went heavy on the bacon.
Would have been delicious, though.
It would have been delicious. Some bacon wrapped grapes.
Bacon wrapped grapes. I think I just invented a new movie snack.
A new appetizer. A new
we've got
hors d'oeuvre.
Our special of the day is
bacon wrapped
grapes.
Or grape wrapped bacon.
And it's your choice of green or purple.
Ooh, fancy.
See?
Fancy. I like that.
I'd like a mixture of both. Seedless, please.
I mean, that's the only way to go. Actually, it's better. Well, even with that, they were saying the darker the grapes, the better. And then
the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice is what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
You can dig it?
But it's also more health benefits because the darker skins have more.
They say that with blueberries as well.
Same thing for blueberries. Yeah.
Purple fruit. I mean, in general.
Yeah.
There's a big thing about purple fruit just because of the amount of antioxidants, things that you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah.
In those kind of.
I got a weird thing about blueberries. I don't like blueberry the fruit by itself. Eating blueberries by themselves is weird for me. But I like blueberry muffins.
Which is blueberries, right?
I get that, and I don't know why the blueberry, maybe because it's cooked, I don't know, but the blueberry in the muffin I'm okay with.
So I can tell you, and maybe this is it, maybe it's not, maybe you can test my theory.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with blueberries, the fruit. But my problem with the fruit is I don't like them when they're mushy. That texture.
Oh, yeah.
When they're mushy and those tend to be the sweeter ones, I don't care for them, but the ones that are more tart, which are the stiffer ones.
Right.
I can chug those. I just eat blueberries like that all day. But it's those mushier ones. I'm not a big fan of the mushier blueberries. And that could be a texture thing for you. A lot of people it's texture.
Yeah. I'm like that with the grapes. Like I prefer firmer grapes.
Firmer grapes, yeah.
I mean, I'll do certain there's a level of softness that I can deal with.
Life hack.
What's the hack? Freeze them?
Freeze them. I love frozen grapes, dude. I keep a bowl in the freezer, especially green ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. When it's hot like it is right now, you just walk by the freezer, grab a handful, and just because they don't
try that out
because they don't solidify. They're still somewhat mushy, almost like a soft popsicle,
like a slushy kind of.
Yeah, so it's a trip. So it's refreshing.
I'm going to try that out.
So yeah, that's my life hack.
Frozen grapes, frozen blueberries.
Frozen blueberries just freeze, but the grapes for some reason they're just that. I guess whatever their compound is.
Yeah,
it's just they harden. But they're not solid it's not like you have to sit there and like
a grape ice cube.
Right.
Yeah.
You can just bite right into it and it's like you said, it's like a stiff slushy. I
bet.
Been on that for years.
I'm about to try that out. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
Only frozen fruits I've done are strawberries and bananas, and that's right before I throw them into my blender. I
was about to say you sound like you about to make a smoothie.
Yep, strawberry banana smoothies.
Hey, the banana's the best base.
I love it.
So.
Pause? Is that a pause?
It might be a Diddy moment. Yeah. The banana is the base, and it's frozen. Yeah. There's a lot in there. There's a lot to that one.
Could be.
There's a lot to that one. I don't know if you ever. It's funny. I always think about it when there's a pause moments.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I used to love. Well, I still listen to Shaq's podcast, but his first iteration of it, they used to do a segment called Borderline.
Okay.
And it was all those, they played clips of like news, sports, whatever.
Yeah.
Where there was those borderline comments, and they called it. It was a fantastic segment, man. They don't do that one too much anymore. The guys that he used to do that podcast with now do it with Robert Ory. It's still a good podcast as well.
Okay.
And Shaq has this different.
He's doing
one
his own thing. Okay.
Yeah, but both of them are still great podcasts. But yeah, Shaq and them used to do the borderline. So every time I have those moments, I just want to be like, oh, that's a borderline. Let's set it in.
So crazy how many podcasts there are. I can't believe why anybody would want to start one.
It's amazing. Why do you guys want to start podcasts?
It's crazy. So saturated. The market's so saturated. Like podcasts everywhere. Who would do that? Who in their right mind would start a podcast?
Especially,
right now?
I mean, Like, it'd be one thing if this was like 15, 20 years ago when there was not that many. Why would you want to start it now?
Podcasts everywhere. Everywhere. Everybody's got a podcast now.
So we're on episode 9. So
Woo. 9 episodes in, brother.
9 episodes, but yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
So, well, aside from the heat and the nutrition talk, you sent me a video that had me dying.
Which one?
And that was that Ludacris commercial.
That Knorr commercial, the Ludacris Knorr commercial.
Hey, Black Sheep.
Bro, that first off, shout out to Luda, not only for doing the commercial, but for bringing in Black Sheep in the commercial.
Right.
That was
when you sent it and I saw the angle they were going, and then I was just like, this is the most completest commercial. It's entertaining. It's funny. It's talking about health, like, eating better.
Eating better, yeah.
And you've got like two big names in hip hop.
Right.
Like, it was a great. It was hilarious.
Kind of like I know Luda is not considered new school anymore, but like he was newer than Black Sheep.
Right.
So it was like new school and old. It was like old school and older school.
Right. right.
But if you haven't seen it yet or don't know what we're talking about,
that's a funny one.
Hop on YouTube, look up the Ludacris Knorr Knorr ad. Like it's dope. It's clever. It's entertaining. It's comical.
I mean, it is when you sent it to me. You sent no text. You just sent just a video.
Yeah.
Low key, I thought it was a music video. Like the way it is, it's a music video. It's like a couple minutes long.
Yeah.
It's a song. And it pays homage, obviously, to Black Street, not just because he's there, but because of the song itself. And I thought that was fantastic. I was just like, man, like,
it was dope. I love seeing
good commercial.
What I guess we can call it hip hop history now. But I love seeing that integrate itself into modern media, advertising and commercials and TV shows.
Right.
Like whenever I'm watching something and I hear the music in the background and it's like, man, hip hop is everywhere. Because growing up, you didn't hear hip hop in commercials. Not a lot of commercials.
Right.
But when they did do it in commercials, it was kind of jokey.
I was gonna say it was always like either a parody or it was to make light of it.
Right.
It wasn't like we're gonna use
gimmicky.
this. Yeah, we're not gonna use this to promote the product or to do this. We're gonna make it a gimmick or make it parody of whatever.
Like Rodney Dangerfield rapping or
yeah.
Or the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Right.
Super Bowl Shuffle.
That was Chicago Bears, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So it's like, to see it now seriously being a part of mainstream background music is pretty dope. Like it just shows how far hip hop has come.
It's everywhere. I remember. So I love Run the Jewels, Killer Mike and LP. When
Music.
When they came out with their single, Picture This, dude. That beat, is fire to begin with, and then all of a sudden I'm just watching something and a commercial comes on. I think it was Cadillac, if I'm not mistaken, and I hear that beat. And I'm like, they're not gonna use these lyrics, right? Because that first line, like. I'm like, they're not, and then sure enough, they're just using, just most of the instruments. So, but it was dope to hear that because that commercial came out not soon after that single dropped. So I was like, wow, this is super fresh.
Yeah.
But I mean, and Run the Jewels has been fire for a minute. So
true that. It's great to see.
LP's albums I've been a fan, and Killer Mike, I've been a fan since he was with the Dungeon Family and outcasting them. So
yeah.
But yeah, that was, bringing that out into that commercial, it caught me off guard. I was like, especially because the lyrics were fresh, especially the first few lines of that song.
Yeah.
Picture this. I'm like, they're not putting that in the Cadillac commercial, right?
Hey,
Put me to your lips. So it's like
Cadillac might be wild,
right?
The Wild Boys.
But yeah, that one definitely caught me off guard, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, that Knorr commercial is dope. And it's got, like you said, it's got a good message, talking about eating healthy or making better choices with your food. And, who else to represent better than Luda? I don't know.
I can't think of it. Luda has one of those voices too.
Yeah.
It's very distinct. You know when he's on the track, regardless of his tone, his cadence, anything, you just know, oh, that's Luda.
Yeah.
So
Luda voice.
It's not one of those that's like, who, this sounds familiar.
Luda's
like,
dope.
If if you hear Luda on the track and you go, who does it sound familiar? Like, I feel like you're just not a fan because, like, I feel like everybody knows Luda's voice.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the music, he's been in enough movies and, obviously the Fast franchise and everything. So it's just, he just has a voice that's just.
Yeah. Luda's big.
Yeah.
When you really start to think about it, like, Luda's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, great rapper lyrically.
Yeah.
Like, he's great.
Back for the very first time, right? That was his first.
That was his first, I want to say.
So,
yeah. He's comical. Like, he knows how to come with the wit.
You from your head to your toe. Yeah.
In his music videos, like, he does I don't even know how to describe it, but, like the.
So my opinion on his videos was always like, you remember how Busta always had the fisheye over the top?
Yeah.
Luda was that, but he added like a different element with props and stuff. Like when he had like the big hands and all that. Did you see him throw out the first pitch?
I did. He had the shoes. Yeah,
that was dope too. That was dope.
Yeah.
So yeah. Like Luda's definitely stomped his foot down.
Yeah.
And he made his place in music. I'm not even gonna say in hip hop. In music.
In music, yeah.
Music and entertainment for that matter. Film, because it's just full of entertainment. So
props was a good word. He definitely has a lot of props in his videos.
Yeah.
Feels like a midget is hanging off my necklace,
right.
And then he had bro hanging on the chain. Like.
That was, yeah. The lyric itself was dope,
right? But then to see the visuals behind it,
the visual was like, all right,
like it really is a midget hanging from his necklace. No disrespect to any little people. I'm just saying
it's a lyric.
Yeah,
it's a lyric.
I don't know if midget is an offensive term these days or not.
Only they can say it.
Oh, got it.
So
no more I'm not dropping any more M bombs then.
Yeah, no. It's just we'll bleep those out.
Yeah, for real. That's funny.
But I mean, and sticking to the, I think I have a lot of music things to talk about, man. I mean, I don't know
music
if
heavy
we have
episode.
an agenda or not, but
music heavy episode.
Another thing that came up that throwback to a few episodes ago, we was talking about Vegas residencies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you've heard because we're big fans of them. Who's getting a residency?
You said them. I'm gonna assume it's
them, and we were big fans. We've talked about them on the show a gajillion times.
Yeah. Wu-Tang, right?
Wu-Tang is yeah.
Which is crazy. Like we literally were talking about that.
We're literally saying, and we I think that's one of the groups that we said maybe that we should get one. I don't remember if we said that.
I don't know if that was a group, but we definitely talked about Wu-Tang
a lot, and we talked about
residencies.
Yeah,
and it's crazy that Wu-Tang is doing a residency.
That is dope, and I do feel like that once that occurs, I need tickets. And we may have to just go with some cameras.
That'll be cool.
I mean, I don't know how the level of filming we're going to do inside the venue, but we'll definitely have to do something out in Vegas.
At least leading up to it, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I feel like that's something I need to go to. Wu-Tang. I mean, I've seen Wu-Tang I haven't seen them in concert. I've never seen a concert, but I've seen members of Wu-Tang.
Right.
Like, I've seen Meth live. I've seen Raekwon live. I've seen Ghostface live. I've never seen RZA, Jizza.
Inspector.
You God, Inspector. Obviously, I missed ODB. That would have been dope. His
dope.
son's taking his place in the stuff.
I heard, yeah.
And he does a fantastic job. I mean, like, he looks like him. He's got the look down, and he's got the
mannerisms.
moves, the mannerisms.
Yeah.
I mean, so he does a great job, and it's a trip because it almost, if you squint your eyes,
looks just like him.
It feels like but I mean, like because I've seen performances of them like on YouTube and things like that. But you squint your eyes, you just not think about it. You don't think so hard. You're like, that's Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
And it is Wu-Tang. I'm not taking that away. It is Wu-Tang. But knowing that that's his son and not him, you can easily forget that while you're watching them do their thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talent on that stage, man.
That's
so
cool.
I really can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that'd definitely be a good one to see. Wu-Tang. And I mean,
I low key, being that it's Vegas, and not taken away from his son, because again, fantastic performer. Can we get a hologram too?
Man, they could do a duet together.
Him and his son on stage together,
going back and forth. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Oh man, that'd be so fire.
That'd be dope. I wonder what the hologram game would look like now, because I know. So I don't know if there's been any other one since, but the last time that I heard of the decent hologram was Tupac.
Tupac, yeah. I think they've done. Well, I mean, isn't there's the whole Michael Jackson show that's a full hologram show, right?
Oh, really? Was
that Vegas?
Know. I don't know. I haven't heard about that.
Yeah,
one.
it's like a full on. I think the whole thing is hologram, and he has all these animations and stuff. If I'm not mistaken,
that'd be cool.
But yeah, the Pac one was dope, and I'm sure that and that was that's got to be
That's
10
been
years
some
ago,
years
right?
ago, yeah. So.
At least. So I mean, the progress in technology, I'm sure even so the way those screens were set up, even like if you were there, like I know some people who were there. If you were there, they said you could, even though it was transparent, you could still kind of see what was there.
Right.
And I feel like technology nowadays, you could almost make that invisible. Probably,
Yeah,
I'm sure they could do it
I'm
even
sure,
better.
maybe.
So,
But now that I'm thinking about holograms, there was Kanye West did a hologram of.
the younger self. But
No.
I was gonna say
Um,
because I was an actual kid.
no. I was gonna say, and I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Kim Kardashian's dad.
Shapiro,
No, Kardashian.
Kardashian. Oh,
I want to say Rob, but that's the son. I don't think his name was Rob. Anyway, for one of Kim's birthdays, he set up a hologram of
I did see that. You're
the
right.
father. Yeah,
I did see that. It was an intimate thing, like in a room.
Right.
It was an intimate,
Very private.
I did see
Very
that.
private.
I did see that. Yeah.
But-
Yeah, and they all came in like
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I did see that.
Why can't I think of his name? Like the dude was huge.
I know.
Like he got OJ off. Like that really set his whole career up. That's what made black people love him.
Yeah,
One of the
I just
things.
I keep thinking, isn't it Robert Shapiro? Obviously, it was.
I
I can't.
drawing a blank on his name.
Yeah, sorry, but no, yeah, I'm sure
Mr. Kardashian.
I'm sure the hologram game is
Yeah.
jumped up.
The technology.
So
Has
it would be
improved.
dope. But even if there's not, I mean, that's not a deal breaker. I want to see Wu-Tang as a whole group in person.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be an entertaining show. It's got to be dope.
Something worth watching. Yeah,
So-
something worth going to.
Who knows? Maybe they'll sneak in some of the hidden songs on the.
on the Shaolin joint.
Yeah,
Once Upon a Time in Shaolin.
I would love to hear some Once Upon a Time
I
music.
don't know. That'd be crazy.
I feel like if they perform anything that I'd never heard, I'm just gonna assume it's from that.
Right from off of that. Yeah, for real.
So
I mean, it's. I think now is definitely a good time, especially as we're getting older. Everybody's getting older, so anybody who's out performing right now, like if I wanna get out and see as many people as possible
for sure.
before they're gone. You know,
For sure.
because wifey's a huge concert goer, so
Okay.
she's been able to see a lot of people live multiple times at that. You know. And like she's telling me everybody she's been to go see, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. That must have been dope to see, people before they were gone, to be able to
Right.
see ODB before he passed away. Like, how amazing would that have been?
I feel like that would have been an entertaining show.
You
I
know?
mean, yeah.
So it's like too many. Before you know it, people are gone way too soon. So if you get an opportunity to go see somebody that you want to go see, take that opportunity because you don't know how many opportunities you got left. I'm fortunate that we've been able to go see Missy. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go see the Locks at the Observatory.
That's
in-
gonna be a dope show.
in Santa Ana.
That's gonna be a dope show.
I love me some Jada. I love me some Chic. I love me some Styles.
Yep.
Like this is about to be, and it's
Styles P.
semi-intimate down at the Observatory. I've been able to see Farside down there.
Farside is dope.
I seen it was a West Coast show. It's supposed to be a Warren G
She
show.
keeps on passing me.
Yeah, great song. Any like that song, Drop by Farside.
Oh, Drop is classic.
Another
that's-
banger.
That video is still one of my favorite videos. The reverse, still one of my favorite videos. The fact that they had to learn to lip sync backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was
The
dope.
creativity. So I'm saying the creativity behind so many of these individuals is just
Because videos nowadays are just, if there is a video, it's just generic. They're in a room or they're in front of a building or there's no storylines, there's no concepts, there's no,
yeah.
I missed that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know there was a point where we went way overboard, like the Hype Williams era, where it was like $2 million music videos, with all these special effects.
Let's
and
say,
those were dope too.
They were dope. Let's say Janet Jackson, Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes, right? Yeah.
It was a great video.
I mean,
but
all that.
he had
did-
he had the Terminator 2 liquid
Yeah.
metal going on.
I mean, but even not as special effecty, but just as effective. He did Big Pimpin'.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just as epic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I miss those videos where it was like something new. It wasn't just people rapping in front of something, or they wasn't singing. And it's not just hip hop. It's anything. Just singing in front of something.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I want to see something like you said, like the Janet Jackson or Busta Rhymes, Dangerous, where he's doing the whole thing. Like that was such a sick video. Or I know we've talked about it before too. But Give Me Some Mo.
Give Me Some
like
More is another one. Yeah.
That was like a live action cartoon. Like I swear that was a live action. I mean, it was just so dope. So
Yeah,
The Far
but
Side
I mean,
is
Far Side was a good one. But I mean, I also feel like it goes through waves. There's different phases where a lot of people jump on that same wave, you know?
right. You know, one of my favorite music videos as well, besides Far Side, that was creative, but it was also very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean simple as how they executed it, but just
Simple in production.
Simple in production to
Yeah.
a certain degree. The Next Movement by The Roots.
Okay,
The
yeah.
one with the curtains open. Every time the
Yeah.
curtains open, they're in a
Yeah.
different position, or they're upside down, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And they're sideways. It's such a simple concept. Like,
Right.
okay, the curtains close, and we come back to we're in a different. You know, we're changed positions.
Right.
It's a simple concept, but the way they did it was just so dope.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that song. Like,
Yeah.
The Next Movement, the Next Movement. I mean,
Yeah. Should be dope.
doom, 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 doom. Oh man, that beat.
Bum,
Sorry,
bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, and they got the
bum,
chorus.
bum. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That's fire.
I love the Roots, man. I love the Roots.
Super dope group.
And another set of music videos I loved was, remember when Timbaland and them,
Yeah.
when they came up with like Up Jumps and Boogie,
Yes.
and all those, like, and they were
Tim and Magoo. All right. I'm about to cut you off right now.
go for it.
Magoo. Dope or nope?
So here's my take on Magoo, man, and this may be apparently unpopular because I know when I see these whack rapper lists, I disagree with a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say who I think is on the whack. I'm not putting nobody down like that.
Right.
But I feel like Magoo doesn't get the credit he deserved. I get he had a unique voice. It was borderline, you know, it had kind of Q-Tip's cadence to a degree. Q-Tip is in another ballpark.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You know me in Tribe. That's a pedestal that's really tough to get to.
Right.
But Magoo, lyrically, he said some wild stuff, right? And I get some of it maybe would have been a little bit, maybe I don't want to say it's ahead of his time, right?
Right.
But I don't want to say it's not, because I know some of the stuff he said, people was like, what is he? That's weird. Like, but was it weird, or was it just so whimsical that you just wasn't ready for it?
Right. Right.
So my opinion is, I don't find him to be placed on some of those whack lists that he's put on. I find it creative, dude, because when Timbaland and Magoo was doing those albums, them songs was playing in the clubs.
They was.
People was
They was
singing
hot.
his lyrics.
They was hot.
I know for a fact, many a times, myself included, people was saying his parts of his songs. They knew "Bird is the bird."
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
when that comes on, everybody knew that part. But
Yeah.
that's just one example. But I feel like people need to like shut up and just, you know. I feel like at this point it's turned into like when you don't want to admit you're like there's a certain artist that maybe is a pop artist that's like a boy band, and you don't low key want to be like, oh, this one song is kind of fire, but I ain't gonna admit it, you know, because I don't want people to know
that I like
this NSYNC song. I'm not gonna do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I can't let people know I like
again,
Justin
nothing against
Bieber.
NSYNC. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
but there's that taboo.
Right.
So I feel like people now, they look back and they're trying to throw this little bit of a taboo
I
vibe
mean,
over Magoo.
I feel like.
What are your feelings?
I like Magoo. I've always liked Magoo, but it depends on how you're judging these artists, because there are certain artists who have a lot of music out but don't say anything, and then there's artists who everything that they put out is a bar. I came across something when they were like they were talking about Busta Rhymes. They were like, Busta Rhymes, great artist, amazing catalog, but he doesn't have any bars, like any memorable quotes that people can always refer back to. Like a Jay-Z, you can think of at least one Jay-Z line in your head that pops up where it's like, oh yeah, that was a bar, you know, type of. But then I also feel like a lot of people nowadays are trying to overdo the bars. Like everything has to be a mic drop moment, you know? Like I'm trying to write a song.
Right.
I got 16 bars to write. I'm trying to drop 16 gems, you know? Like
Right.
everything has to be a gem that, pause that. We got it, you know. The double entendres and the triple entendres.
That's the thing
I don't
with
feel
artistry. It's like there's levels
it's all
to this.
subjective.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is like I don't feel like that was Magoo's thing. Like you said, it was whimsical. It was entertaining. It was.
I mean, and if you go through, don't even go through every Timbaland Magoo song. Go through the singles.
Yeah.
You can go through all of them, but let's just talk about the singles.
Yeah.
If you go through it, you're gonna hear some stuff that he says in there that maybe now that you're older, that you go, oh,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll get that metaphor.
Yeah.
And it's not that, like you said, it's not that he wasn't going out there like mic drop, I'm gonna drop these crazy bars.
Right.
He was going out there, he was riding them beats.
Mm-hmm.
He was
flowing on them.
He was matching the vibe of the song.
Yeah.
He had his unique sound.
Right. He wasn't out here trying to be prolific.
And he says some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not. And again, when I say he said some stuff, I'm not sitting there saying like, oh, it was crazy bars, but what he said in those songs was what those songs needed.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, one of the most prominent moments was the bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. The bird, bird. I mean, is it a bar?
Ooh, love to
No.
love ya, love ya, love ya.
Right.
Yeah, bangers.
It's not a bar, but it's a part of a song that is so iconic at this point that when it comes on, I don't care who you are, like especially if you were within that era, you're gonna say that part.
Right.
You might not know the rest of the song,
But you know that part.
You know that part.
Yeah. You know what Magoo said.
So
even when he wasn't saying nothing, you know what he said.
I'm a huge Timbo fan. I mean, like Timbaland, production wise, I mean, he did his thing obviously with what they did, right?
Yeah.
But then he transcended genres and worked with other genres of music. I mean, he did a lot of other stuff,
Yeah.
Especially when he started dabbling with like Nelly Furtado and things like that.
That was a great collab.
It worked.
Yeah.
But I love just his style and like how he puts. So he used to put out, or I don't know if he put them, but somebody put out videos, with him working in the lab, working in the studio with other artists and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
One of the most iconic ones was when he was with Jay-Z just cycling through beats and the dirt off my shoulders. And he was like, Jay-Z sitting there like, you ain't got that bounce. And then he was like, oh, watch this.
I got this.
And then he stopped that one and was about to go to the next one. And Jay-Z was like, he made the stank face, and he was like, nah, put that back on. And then he played it back, and then you see Jay, and then Timbaland's like, I'm the best there is.
That was
like, it was just, yeah.
That was it. That was it. I mean,
there's no denying.
To be, especially being Jay-Z, like if I'm that producer and I'm sitting in a room and I drop a beat and like within 5 seconds of that beat dropping and you see that nose turn up,
and it was
it's like,
and it was literally like deep.
No.
Hold on.
Put that back on. Put that back on.
Yeah.
What was that?
So no. And Timbaland, so he there's videos out there of that in the studio.
Yeah.
But what he does now is he goes live on TikTok, and I love it because he has artists submit. They can pre-submit a couple of songs.
Okay.
And he has his little Timbaland Idol. I forgot what he calls it. I think he calls it Timbaland Idol.
So he's kind of like judging music on the spot.
He'll give people feedback, honest.
Yeah.
He'll tell him nah, like straight up, like nah. He has a little sign, and he cuts him. That's it. Bye. Remember the AOL? Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
So he has that, and he that's it. Next person.
Yeah.
And that is kind of blunt, but he tried. That's his way of getting through. It's a funny way of getting through all these people at once because he might be on for an hour. He'll get through like a gang of people.
Yeah.
But when he finds the gems, he talks to him. Gives him advice. Sometimes swaps contact, follows them. Now you don't even know what's happening.
That's dope.
They might be working with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope.
So I love it, but I've always been a huge Timbaland fan, and leading into this part, there was a video that just came out. I saw it yesterday, where I guess somebody was showing him some of the AI tools that are out now.
Right.
So he has a beat on, and they used some AI prompts to try to come up. He wanted a female singer. So he was like, it's just gonna, and he was like, they were like, yeah, it's gonna give you the harmonies and so they play it, right? He's nodding his head. Now, mind you, the AI prompt was to find the tones, so it wasn't singing words, but it was singing gibberish.
Okay.
But it was singing, so you got the tones, the cadence, the key, and the timing. And I think part of that is what blew him away because he's sitting there listening to it, and the things. And it sounds like it's saying words,
but not really.
But it's really not.
Yeah.
But it's the way that it does it. It gives you that reference, right?
Right.
But it was the right key for the beat, the right tone, the right everything, and it was pausing, giving at the right moments, and then coming back in and doing. And when there was one where it left this gap where it was a perfectly timed gap, and it came back. He was like, "Stop! How did this thing know?"
To leave space
that space. And then a guy like Timbaland, I got to imagine he's got a couple of 100,000 beats in the bag.
Right. So now he can make his own reference tracks and
he can literally go back and whatever visions he had that maybe he couldn't convey to other artists.
Right.
You know, they might have been like taking his advice and try to come with something, and he's like, "Nah, that's not it." Like, because he has that vision, right?
He can
literally use this and probably get really close, if not dead on,
right,
and then say, "Here's your reference. Now put some words to this timing and this tone."
Yeah.
And now we've got a track, and I'm like, that
That's
blew
dope.
me away, but it blew him away. Which
what I also think is dope about that is it could have gone the opposite direction, because there's a lot of people who are anti, new technology.
right.
He's
Embracing.
Being a photographer, for example, going from a manual camera to, going from an SLR to digital SLR and everything like
Right.
that. It's like, oh, you guys aren't real photographers, like, or DJs.
I was about to say the sync button.
The sync button.
The sync button is what killed the DJ.
Not doing it on vinyl, not having records and using these turntables. Like, I don't know if it's still a common phrase to call it now, but I used to refer to them as MP3Js. Like, you got a DJ and you got an MP3J.
And it's funny, it evolved because I called them CDJs. Because they had
had the CD joggers. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I called them CD, and then they turned into MP3Js. Yeah. But I've been to events, and I know you've seen videos. You've had to have seen videos like this, but I've been to events where I see the DJ and he's
turning knobs and pushing buttons,
and then there's nothing plugged into the mixer. The mixer is just sitting on the table.
Yeah.
There's no power.
Yeah.
There's no audio. There's no quarter. All these plugs are empty.
They're just up there putting on the show.
All they did was hit space bar to get the playlist going, and then that's it. And they just up there just doing it. I'm like, come on, dog. Like, and little to the event, whoever's throwing the event knowledge, they think they hired a DJ to really do some stuff, and really they hired somebody to press play.
Yeah, reminds me of that Family Guy episode. Did you see that one where Peter was a DJ?
Right. Well, yeah, because everybody's an MP3J.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Timbo, man. Like, I can't wait to see what transpires. I hope he shares some of it on that TikTok, but like, I can't wait to see, because he's such a creative mind. I could see him embracing AI and you really using it as a reference and really using it to come up with something new.
Yeah.
But not new, because, he could be using beats that, for all we know, is 10 years old. We don't know. You know what I mean? But he can make something sound new based on what AI.
Him using a beat that's 10 years old was probably futuristic. Was so futuristic back then.
Right.
It'll be perfect for right now.
Ahead of his time.
It will be perfect for right now. Because when he dropped "Are You That Somebody" with Aaliyah, and they had the baby in the background.
Oh, that was iconic. That's like one of the most iconic beats ever, just because of that baby.
Everybody was like, "Who the fuck put a baby in the studio?" Yeah,
but nobody complained about it. Everyone was like, "This is like so dope."
It was so innovative. It was so different from anything we had ever heard.
I mean, he was one of the first that came with that rolling hi-hat pattern, kind of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that sound. I mean, they
don't make and it was so cool. Like, don't get me wrong, I know we got producers now. We got the Mike Wills and we got the Metro Boomins and we got that stuff.
Plenty.
But back then, it was only a few producers that people knew. A lot of the producers now.
Yeah.
We didn't know too many producers back then. There was a handful of producers that people knew. Like, when you heard a Timbaland beat, when you heard a Trackmasters beat, when you heard a Neptune's beat.
That Neptune sound.
Neptunes didn't have a drop before their shit. You just knew a Neptune sound when you heard it. Tim didn't have a drop.
I remember when the Neptunes came out, right? And I remember, obviously, the NRD album, Lap Dance, and all those, fire.
Super fire.
But I didn't realize at the time that he was doing the Nori beats and stuff.
Yeah.
And it wasn't soon after that those Nori drops came that I realized, that I learned of that.
Yeah.
But I remember saying, like, this sounds like something that, what I'm saying?
That they would do.
I don't even know how to describe. I know there's the bling, like the Neptune sound, but like I don't want to call it a bling, but there's a some about it that it had that
space,
and now it makes
out of this world.
Yeah, once you learned it, it was like, oh, that makes sense, and I had already become an NERD fan. I like Nori as well. And it was like a match made in heaven, and the clips and all that stuff, and and
I love the relationship that Nori had with Pharrell and the Neptunes, because
they went together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
like it was
It was a good combo.
It was dope.
Great combo.
Dope.
What?
And
yeah, like
that's what I was talking
Super
about.
Thug. Yeah.
Remember on the other podcast when I was talking about when because he did his Lego buyout,
Yeah.
his biopic, and I was like, man, I want Nori to do a Drink Champs episode with him Lego animated. I
yeah.
feel like that would be fire, man. Like
that'd be fire.
that whole Lego concept is just I still can't wait to watch it.
And with that, another tap in with Lego that Pharrell is doing. He has a Lego piece coming out.
Oh, okay.
A rocket ship, a golden black rocket ship.
Oh, that's dope.
Over the moon. That's the name of the design or whatever. But I think
does it come with a moon?
I don't think it has a moon. I think it's got like a rocket ship with like the smoke coming out the back of it, like it's launching.
Okay.
And then I want to say there's a little Pharrell, but I feel like and maybe there's some legal schmeagle stuff as to why they couldn't do it. But I feel like it would have been cool if they incorporated.
I know where you're going with this.
Some Neptunes or something into.
I was about to say, that's why I said, was there like, because if they made a moon, is like, I didn't know if it was the rocket. I have to go look at it, but if it was a rocket and there was a moon, like, how they kind of attach it to make it look like a diorama piece.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you would have said yeah, I'm like, should it have been the moon or should they have put Neptune right there? That would have been fire.
Yeah, that would have been so dope.
So you got the rocket with a little Neptune right there, like it's going passing. Oh, that would have been dope.
But maybe they couldn't get the clearance for the Neptune thing. I don't know. But I just thought
somebody got the planet copyrighted.
Right. I just thought that was dope though. Like to
that
see
is
him.
dope.
He's
that
got the movie
dope.
coming out. Now he's got this Lego piece
set.
coming out.
So that Lego set, like, I mean, so it's his, like it's
it's
like a
Pharrell collab Lego.
And you said it has the minifigures?
I want to say there's a little Pharrell in there.
Damn, I might have
like
to cop
pilot
that set just to get it.
Yeah.
Fan.
Yeah, I can't start no new collections. Like
I'm not starting a Lego collection, but I might cop that one just because.
If I get one, I'm gonna be like, what
fan.
are the Legos they got out here?
I'm a Pharrell fan. Hey, trust me, I've been tempted because they have the old school. There's a Pac-Man arcade machine Lego set. There's the whole Nintendo with the little TV.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that Lego set. And then there's an Atari one. I was tempted about buying all the game system ones. Just and I was just like, I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, with that, and
$300 a pop.
Then you got the Nike collab Legos. Like I could easily see myself starting a Lego collection.
I'm a sneakerhead. Let's not get into the Lego sneakerheads now.
You're gonna have to have two separate shelves.
I do feel like I'm probably gonna cop if there's a minifigure and it is a Pharrell. Like is he gonna be on the packaging at all? Like not his Lego stuff, but himself.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a little bio or something with him either on the back or on the side.
I feel like just a music fan in general, and just being a Pharrell fan, like I'll probably end up getting that set, just packing it away. Maybe my kids can cash in later on. But like, man,
that'll be cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. So the man is trying to reach the stars, and I think he's doing a good job.
Speaking of reaching, I think we reached that.
Big facts.
I'm hungry, man. So we reached it.
I'm over here melting. I don't know if it picks up, but I'm over here melting right now.
These studio lights. We got to get a better AC in here with these studio lights.
It's getting hot in here. So that's it. That's gonna do it.
All right. Check us out on episode 10 coming soon.
See you soon.
As we reach that milestone.
See you in the next episode.
Hey.
Can you reach that?
Can you reach that?
Can You Reach That? Brought to you by Double One Entertainment in Coopersville. Hosted by Tango and Coop. And created and edited by Tim Greenlee and Brandon Adolphus. Music, sound design, and editing by Michael B. That's me. Visual art and graphic design by Jonathan Greenlee. Additional visual design by Timothy Greenlee.
Can you reach that? You see that? Let's talk about it. We that. Believe that. Let the people know.
You said until the next episode. I was like, hey.
I missed it. Smell queen every day.